Alright guys, how's it going? I'm back for another video. Today I'm actually going to be doing something that I was going to be doing a couple of days ago. Actually, it was about a week or two ago. It's hard to keep track of time these days with the coronavirus and everything. A couple weeks ago I actually ordered a new gauge lens from Tasca Auto Parts, which did say that it was for the 11 to 14 Mustang GTs. I figured it was universal, but I did actually order the wrong one. So I actually went and picked up a different one from Ford. And real quick, I'll show you guys why. Alright, so as you guys may or may not be able to tell, this gauge lens is actually filthy. It's got some kind of plastic deterioration on it. I have no clue what it's from, but as you can see, it kind of looks like mold on it, the little dots and everything, and like it's just been scratched up, and I can't stand it. So I'm gonna be doing a tutorial today, kind of tutorial review of a replacement part. This is actually an OEM from Ford. It is perfect, obviously. I do have microfiber back here to clean it up a bit. But I'm actually going to be showing you guys how to remove this one and how to put this one in. And if you are thinking of doing this yourself, keep in mind, if you have a 13 or 14 Premium with the My Color, it actually has a different connection than the, say, 10 to 12s. The 10 to 12s actually have clips that it clips onto the back, and the 13 to 14s have screws. As you can see, these little screw holes right here, there's about 9 of them. It screws on. First thing you're gonna need to do is you just gotta hold it from this. The lens is actually separate from the cover, and you're just gonna pull. And it might feel like you're about to break something, but trust me, you're not. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my car off for this. I'm not a certified mechanic or electrician, but I do believe that if there's no power running through something, it's safer to remove it rather than if the power is going, just so I don't throw any codes. I just wanna be safe. So I'm gonna turn the car off. It's gonna get a little bit hot in here, but I don't want any power running through this vehicle. This is a 7mm socket. There's 2 of them. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to get to. There's one on each end at the top that are pretty loose, depending on how the factory put them in. So you may be able to just take the connector and unscrew them, as so. And I do worry about dropping them. Obviously, you don't want to drop them. But they're easy to recover if you do. So this is what they look like. They're little 7mm screws. 2. There's only 2. One on each end at the top. Is once you get those 2 screws out, you're gonna need to pull from the bottom towards you up. And there's 2 clips at the bottom that come out. And once they unclip, you just pull this out. There's a little connector in the back, and you just unplug that. And that's how the gauge lens actually comes out. As you can see, this one is super filthy. I'll show you guys another little clip of it. So here's the gauge lens. It's kind of disgusting, as you might be able to see better in the sunlight. To get it removed, in the rear, there's actually about 9 little tiny star screws right here that you definitely do not want to lose. These are probably more important than the other ones because they actually hold the lens in there. I'm just going to set those on my lap and hope I don't drop any. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to take the time to tell or ask you guys, if you're watching these videos, if you find any videos interesting, just let me know what you like. I'll try to get some good videos going. Right now, I'm not in the best of shape to make any videos. unless I'm sitting still, so it probably will be a couple weeks before I get any like active videos done. I am gonna be rebuilding the bike even further now, so just if you're watching this, drop a comment below and let me know what you guys like to see, what you want to see, what kind of content you like, and I'll do my best to get that going. I am going to set this aside really quickly to take a moment to clean it. I got some Sprayway World's Best Glass Cleaner. I'm going to apply some glass cleaner to the rag so that it doesn't drip or leave any residue on it. And I'm going to carefully but thoroughly clean especially the insides of this lens, because you really don't want anything inside of it, because it's easy to clean the outside. All you got to do is take a rag and wipe it down, but the inside's gonna stay like this for as long as the lens is in, and I don't plan on getting another lens for this. So I just wipe down the inside. I'll wipe down the outside later, but I am going to make sure that this is all clean. Wipe down the LCD in there, and it appears to be good. Looks fine to me, so I'm going to carefully line up the lens, which isn't that hard, and get back to screwing these screws in. When you're tightening down these screws, I'm not 100% sure, but I will advise you guys, you should be careful tightening them down. Don't tighten them too much, because the plastic that I'm screwing it into is pinching a circuit board in between the actual lens itself, and you really don't want to break anything on that circuit, or else you may damage some of the things that make your obviously speedometer, odometer, or LCD screen work, and that would be a much more costly repair than the lens itself. So I'm just gonna advise you guys, be careful when you're doing electronic stuff. When you're working anything with electronics, it's fragile, and it would be much worse to damage the actual mechanics of it rather than just the lens. It's back together, and I'll show you another clip on the camera of the aftermath of it. All right, so as you guys can see, that glass is perfect. There's little to no scratches on it, and the little smears is obviously because I'm using not the cleanest microfiber with my glass cleaner, but those will go away if I used a little bit cleaner of microfiber. In my opinion, I do think that that is much better to look at than that. I guess you could probably see it better if it's facing that way. It's not too pretty. So now we're gonna put this thing back in and see how it looks. Okay, so when putting this thing back in, you're going to use the same tactics. Obviously, I actually might clean the edges of it just to be sure. Okay, so what you're gonna need to do is put it downwards first and clip in the little clip. Make sure that the clip is fully in, and just slide it in just like so. You're gonna need to slide in the bottom part first and actually secure the clips that are in there. It's gonna be really kind of impossible for me to show you guys the clips, but if you can't really figure it out, you need to put the clips in first, and you should feel a clip, obviously, and then it should just slide back into place just like that. And as you can see, the screw holes line up, well, as you might be able to see, the screw holes line up perfectly. And this part is probably the hardest of it all. You need to put the screws back in without dropping them. I had a little bit difficult of a time last time doing this because these screws really don't like staying in something that's non-magnetic, such as this socket. So what I'll do is I'll hold it with my finger, and I'll use my finger as kind of a guide to guide it into the hole. And then once it's actually in there, just tighten it down with the socket. And then there, you got a brand new lens. And after that, you might want to take another rag to it just to be sure, because you may have touched it a bit while putting it in. And just what you're gonna need to do is take this with the steering wheel still lowered, line it up, and if you put the speedometer in right, it should just clip in just like that and feel perfectly normal. The finished product is phenomenal. I love the look of a clean gauge. It really kind of ties the cleanliness of the car together. I do want to figure out how to fix that. That's probably the only thing that's wrong with the interior. So if you guys have any tips on how to fix that, just let me know. As you can see, it's protruding on both edges. I don't know if it's the Takata recall, but I have no clue how to fix that. So brand new gauge lens, and it is beautiful. Compared to this really crappy old one, it looks probably better than ever. It looks just like it came out factory right now, and I'm 100% happy with it. This part costed me $31 after tax from the Ford dealership, which it did cost me 40 some from Tasca Auto Parts after shipping. So if you guys are thinking of doing this, just go to your Ford dealership. It's gonna be easier, cheaper, more efficient, and OEM. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful to you and or a good video to watch. But stay tuned. I'm gonna have a little bit more content coming in the next couple of weeks on the bike, especially. I'm gonna get that thing fixed up. Might learn how to wheelie it in my front yard. I can't really take it anywhere else right now. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.